shine pole, rather be old, whipping a rose, traveling the globe.
There's always a destiny. For every move, you got to pay for keeps. Keeping my head held high towards the sky. Forever I will be the one and only. Thank God for me.
Three daddies, one mama, tell me what is this? Who would've ever thought that this what the world was gonna get? A young black man standing with my 10 toes down. They say what goes around and what goes up must come down. Relate, create, and make a sound decision. Stacking your paper up, showing love, raising your children. For copping sacks and guns, it's time to count some buildings. Entrepreneuring your talents, making an honest living. Cause there's a time and a place and always a reason. Gotta be ready and steady to change with the seasons. Leaving my mark in this world, I ain't never retreating. Ain't got no time for y'all haters, cause I'm who I believe in.
There's always a destiny. For every move, you got to pay for keeps. Keeping my head held high towards the sky. Forever I will be the one and only. Thank God for me.
Dear Lord, forgive me, but I think my past done caught up with me. I never question your actions, cause it's based on your decisions. I never question your practice, even when I was victim. I never gave a reaction that cannot give me a witness. I wish heaven could have some visits. Everybody is dying, what's the use of me living? Why they abusing killings? Ain't no rules or no feelings. They out here confusing children, got nothing to prove to niggas. And why everybody so jealous? Why they jealous? And they jealous of each other, But instead of sticking together, stick together. They just wanna think that they better, they so selfish. I'm forever riding with fellas. Would I live, ain't no telling. Mama believe in reverence, I believe in my fellas. Tell my niggas whatever, we ride with Mach 11s to make it to hell or heaven.
There's always a destiny. For every move, you got to pay for keeps. Keeping my head held high towards the sky. Forever I will be the one and only. Thank God for me.
Hail to the King and Lords of War. May He protect us from the evil. Hail to the King, Lords of War. May He protect us from evil.
Through my trials and tribulations, I learned patience. Bow down to no man, but I respect greatness. Son of a king of kings, on my throne can't be taken. Rose from the ashes, abandoned buildings stripped naked. Fallen soldiers died in them same places. Same place a junkie smoked away his life savings. Am I wrong? Cause I chose to satisfy his craving. Became an entrepreneur, hustling in them same vacants. Found honor amongst thieves, so our bonds became sacred. Some living a boss life, some confined in federal cages. Some moved on, living in better places. I write these poems for those that didn't make it. And my lagoonies on the corner.
It is your girl, Miss Kiwi, in the building with my co-host, Miss Mink, all the way from ATL.
Just getting off the highway, everybody.
And you know, of course, we are waiting on Fast Lane, but he will be here in a minute. We got a great show for you guys tonight. How about y'all call in 515-599-1687. If you can't call in, at least tune in. Like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, so tonight we are talking about stepping into greatness. You gotta know where I've been to understand where I'm going. That's a lot said right there. Let's leave it right there just for a second. You got to know where I've been to know where I'm going. So, Miss Kiwi, what you got for us?
Well, of course, My thing of it is that it took me a while to know where I was going. I knew where I've been, but it took me a while to learn where I was going. But once I did, it felt good. It felt good.
I know, because knowing, you got to have some type of guidance or some type of, I guess you would say, path to where it is that you are trying to go. But you can get a little confused along that path, most definitely, if you don't have a plan in action. And sometimes it's even hard to set that plan in motion to get it going. So, what's your plans?
Well, they say the price of greatness is responsibility. So, when you start taking responsibility for your actions and the things that you do, then you're destined for greatness. That means that you're becoming aware of things that you may have not once made so much of a priority. You just kind of lived life. But, sometimes when you go through experiences and go through life, you start to think about those things that was once just hey, it is what it is.
A thought. Just a thought.
But yeah,
but bringing that thought to reality, like you stated, is it's a task, and it's hard work. It is hard work. But it's always said there will never be the right time in life to do a great thing. You must create that time, and greatness will follow. Mr. Passaro stated that. Yeah. What does that mean to you?
Well, that, like I said, sometimes in life, you get off your path, or early on in life, a lot of times you don't really think about your path. You just think about, as it comes, that's what you do, and you become comfortable with it, or start to feel good, or, you enjoying yourself, or, but then, life hits. And reality kick in, and then you start thinking about, hey, I don't even have a
game plan.
A game plan. Like I don't even know what I'm finna do for the rest of my life. And you have to start thinking about those things, because that's real life. That's real life.
That's right. But they always say your past can dictate your future. What you think about that? Do you think your past can dictate your future?
It can. It can dictate it. Yeah,
well,
it can.
How do you think it can?
It can dictate it because a lot of the choices you make. Some of the choices you make, it goes forward into your future, into your past, into your present, into your future. So it can, but I feel like this, you're going to make mistakes. That's the only way you're going to learn.
That's the only way you perfect?
Man, listen, ain't none of us perfect, but I'm going to tell you this. That's the only way you're going to be able to accept your great, when you can understand your mistakes, or you can, clarify or rectify what you have done or put out here, because that's part of your great.
Well, what about fear? They always say fear creeps in, and oh my goodness, when fear creeps in, it can knock you off. It can knock you off your feet.
Yeah, I mean, fear is a powerful spirit. That's a powerful spirit. Fear, because fear have you doubting yourself. Fear have you where you don't, really have enough. What is it called? In yourself, like you don't have enough in your
confidence
in yourself to really make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So fear will shut you down, but you gotta know, with fear comes victory. You better know that, because hey, anything you fear, you can get over your fears.
Yeah, you can get over your fears. I've heard it being said that great work is done by people who are not afraid to be great. So like you stated, that fear, when you get over that fear, or you push yourself to get over that fear, you can always see greatness at the end of that tunnel. One of my lookers on, I guess you would say, that's on my live, says sometimes people are afraid to fail moving forward. Ooh, that right there is good, because some people are afraid of moving forward, and they do tend to let that fear cause them to fail. But she stated she had to realize that she had to get out of her own way. Whoo, yes, when you realize
you
that,
gotta move self. You gotta move self. And the thing about it is too, you have to think about it like this. fear will have you bound. Like, fear will literally have you confined to your house. Fear will have you where you feel less of yourself. But I just feel like you have to find something inside of yourself that you feel like can be great, and don't allow fear to hold you back, because fear will. It have held me back from a lot of things. I could have had a lot of great jobs, but just the fear of thinking I was gonna fail, or thinking that I wasn't gonna be good enough, or you know what I'm saying.
Well,
So,
they say greatness come from fear. Fear can either shut us down, or we can go home, or we can fight through it. So, I would like to encourage everyone to fight through it. I know it's hard, trying to conquer fear and step outside of yourself and build up confidence. Confidence is a strong word, and it's hard sometimes to build up confidence. But when you have cheerleaders or you got support, hey, you have to latch on to that support. Not the negative support, because you definitely don't want to latch on to the negative, because that ain't going to do nothing but knock you down even further. But
you know what? I'm going to say this, though. Not so much latch on to it, but I'm going to tell you, without that negative, man, it'd be hard to see that positive. You know why? Because in that negative, you can find some type of encouragement, some type of something to make you feel like, okay, if they taken this much time out of their life to put this negativity into mine, let me find something out of this where I can turn this around. I said that to say I had to do that for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because it will. Fear will have you.
So, do you remember when we was thinking about getting this started? Getting the podcast started. And what fear we had, yours that you stated was just speaking live. Speaking in front of audiences or whatever the case may be. As well as, from my standpoint, it was, I don't know, just, I guess, putting myself out there. Afraid of criticism or not being good,
Right.
But we stepped out there and we did it. And look at us now. And a shout out, because, hey, that's the reason why I'm in town, because we are nominated. Why Not Say It has been nominated.
Yes.
And a top contender for the we'll be appearing in the STL Awards. So, hey, if you haven't gotten your ticket, come out and support Why Not Say It and My City, My Music, because they also are up there for the #1 radio station.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's
destined for greatness. Destined for greatness.
Yes, and that's what fear can do, push you out there. It can sometimes push you out there, too.
I just feel like this, too, though. The greater the obstacle, the more glory in achieving it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when we want those easy obstacles, we go right through it, but we went through it and still didn't appreciate it or learn the lesson that was in it. So sometimes, them hard obstacles you want to give up, but those are those ones that's really trying to teach you the lesson. And if you get that lesson, then you move on. But a lot of us stay stagnant because we don't get that lesson. And in that lesson comes greatness. You know what I'm saying?
What are some other fears that you've conquered that have helped you get to where it is, that you are stepping into greatness?
I done conquered a lot of. I ain't gonna really say much. Say they were fears. They were once upon a time when I was younger, but as I grew up, they wasn't fears anymore. It was just the point of I had became so comfortable with what I was doing and the life I was living, and not saying that I was living no bad or ruthless life. I'm just saying I was comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of things that I wanted to do that I didn't, like a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be on a major podcast. Doing a celebrity's hair. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got there yet, but hey, I might. Hey, who's to say?
That's right.
But I'm just saying, I'm still destined for greatness. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother. He a celebrity over there. I'm gonna cut his hair one day. Ain't I, brother? Yeah, but I'm destined for greatness. I just feel like this. I could do all things but fail. Especially if I keep him first.
That's right. Most definitely. As we stated, you got to know where you've been in order to understand where you're going.
Yeah.
So, you know, when a lot of people ask that question, what is the first thing that come to mind to you?
What question was that?
As far as to where you been?
Baby, I done been around the block and some. You did? I done been all around the Mississippi River. Hey, for real though. Hey, I done climbed some hills. I done climbed some mountains. I was born in the mountains, but I'm telling you, I done been. Hey, listen. That's why I can honestly say I know exactly where I want to go, and I'm headed that way. Cause I done been a lot of places, and in those places, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was more fun, enjoyment. You know, I learned things, but you know, I sit back and I think about it. I really can't take nothing from that to make, you know, to pull me closest to my greatness.
Right.
Besides, I'm going back now. Don't get it twisted. All them places I done been. Cause I'm destined for greatness, baby. You dig it? I'm going on a yacht.
If they a little dark in those places, why you want to go
No,
back?
I didn't say they were dark.
Okay.
What I said was at those, you know, I did a lot of traveling. I did, you know, but it was more fun. I wasn't trying to, you know, I wasn't, you dig? I was great.
Yeah, you were
I
great.
didn't say greatness. I said great. But yeah, you know, when you get older, you look back and you just be like, yeah. If it's some things I could have did different, I would. But a lot of things I wouldn't. Because I wouldn't be who I am right now.
Right.
And I ain't gonna lie, I love me some kiwi, baby.
Oh, and
Yes,
we all know that. We all know that. You know, one of my followers right now, she said, you also gotta have no regrets and learn and use them as stepping stones. So that's something that you just basically kind of spoke to, was using what it was from your past to help you step into greatness of your future. And that is something that I've always tried to, you know, adhere to, learning from my mistakes and moving forward so that those mistakes won't hinder what it is that I'm trying to do. And as I stated, it's hard sometimes, you know, trying to move into that greatness. Like right now, you know, with businesses, getting business started, and you always, I know me, sometimes when it is that I hear that no from somebody, then I get a little defeated. Just a little bit of defeat. I start feeling defeat, like, uh-oh, is this really going to work? Yeah. But I have to also snap myself out of it, because why question what it is that you are doing? It's a reason why it is that you're being led to do what it is that you're doing. So don't question, just step out there and try it. If you fail, get back up and try something else. Try it again.
You know, but it's easy to say that. I mean, you know, I'm with you on that, though. I'm with you on that 100%, because, hey, that's how I got to where I am now. I fell a whole lot of times. Like, you know, I did. I fell a lot of times. A lot of people wouldn't have known that, but I did. And, you know, I had to push myself back through it. Like, and it'd be hard, because you saying, like, man, everything I'm doing or everything I'm touching is failing, but that's when you gotta know those opposites. Hey, you can't go in without coming back out. You can't go up without going back down. If you fall, you better get back up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and a lot of times we look for other people to encourage us and to make us great, which don't get me wrong. That's good, because when people do encourage you, it also helps. But you are the only person that looks in the mirror. You have to learn how to encourage yourself. You have to learn how to think your way out of your mistake that you just got yourself into, because for every action it's a reaction.
Yeah, and then sometimes you can listen to certain cues that people say to you too. You know, certain things that people say also can motivate and encourage you to, okay, I gotta move forward. You know, sometimes if we use our pain, because I can attest to that, using my pain to push forward, because I know that at some point there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a rainbow. It's always a rainbow that you see with many colors that's at the end of that tunnel, but you have to try to cipher through that pain in order to push through.
Yes, yes. And we ain't talking about the Lucky Charms at the end of the
No,
day.
we ain't talking about no Lucky Charms, because that little leprechaun don't work.
You did.
That little leprechaun
Hey,
does not
that
work.
is false advertisement, baby.
Most definitely, it
But
is.
I'm telling you, you know, we just gotta listen. You gotta find that great in you. You know, take time to yourself. Go in the closet. You know, stay in the shower extra 5 minutes, or you know, take a ride, or maybe walk because you don't have a car. I don't know, but hey, you gotta find that greatness in you. Cause I'm gonna tell you, sitting around waiting on somebody to help you get there or give it to you, you might not never make it there.
That's right. You have to be that motivator. Sometimes you demotivate yourself, but then you strive to remotivate yourself. You know, trying to realize where it is that you want to go is also a stepping stone. And it can also hold you back because you have all these, I know with me and being an entrepreneur, I got so many ideas that I want to come to life. But I have to realize that it's only maybe 1, 2, or 3 of my ideas that's meant for me. So I can't let that even defeat me, whereas to, you know, it takes me down. My cleaning business, that's one of my, I mean, that's a baby, a passion of mine, because I like cleaning. But sometimes I feel a little defeat when these people come telling me that I'm charging too much. You know, how you gonna
But you
tell
know,
me?
hey, that's part of the game, baby. That's the hustle. Everybody trying to hustle somebody, but you know that becomes part of your greatness. You have to make everything in your life part of your greatness, because in your greatness comes mistakes. And if you're not willing to make mistakes, to learn from your mistakes, then you'll never be great in nothing. You know, that's saying that, you know, you was once a follower, but you became a great leader.
Yeah.
Every great leader was once a follower. But they didn't say follow and stay following. They said follow, get what you can get, take that from that, make it your own, and become great.
Oh, one great saying that is said by Washington Irving is, great minds have purposes, other wishes. Little minds are tamed and subdued by misfortune, but great minds rise above them. That, I mean,
That's
that
true.
speaks volume.
Yeah,
that
they
speaks
do.
volume.
They
So
do.
that goes to say that when you have a lot of things going on in your mind that you want to come to fruition, then hey, start attacking them. Don't let it just be, you know, mediocre or, like it said, tame. Don't
Right.
Let your mind be great, so that it can help you step into greatness.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
right. So come on, get in on this conversation, callers. It's really good. We want to hear how it is that you are stepping into your greatness. Where have you been that have pushed you into stepping into your greatness? Call the number 515-599-1687.
Stepping into your greatness.
Yes. So I have a question for you, Miss Kiwi. We all admire great people, but how do you cultivate your own greatness? How do you prepare?
I actually prepare for my greatness by every morning when I wake up, I thank God for allowing me to see another day, putting breath in my body. That's the first thing I do. I always try to acknowledge Him, because without Him there is no me to even get to my greatness. So every day He give to me, I just try to, I try to accomplish something every day, if not a couple of things, but at least one thing that will get me to my greatness. We have a company, the Lineage Circle Alliance. We are trying to be great in our company. We offer a lot of services. So, we have to be great in the services that we offer. So every morning I'm trying to wake up and change or either critique something about Kiwi to make me great. So when I come to face with these people, or if I'm talking to anybody on the phone, I'm more better at what I do. So that's how I prepare for my greatness. Hey, meditate sometimes. You know, you got to get into that inner you to really bring out that great.
Yep, I agree with you most definitely. And something that you said was key. First thing in the morning, when you put your feet on the floor, is giving it to the man above. Because you can't achieve greatness without that structure of him and him pushing you and giving you those ding, ding, ding moments where it's to, okay, stop and think, because this is what it is that you should be doing. So that's key, most definitely. And that's something that I do follow too. I have my little Bible on my phone, and I get verses every morning. I do my morning prayers as well as I'm getting ready for work, even though it's either out loud or it's to myself. But that helps me get my day started. And then another thing is I set goals. I have goals that I set on a daily basis that help me to feel like I've accomplished something. If you don't set goals for yourself and then write them down so that you can see and cross them off as it is that you are doing, then that helps you to set goals. I don't care if it's the smallest thing as you trying to become a chef, or you cooking, or whatever the case, because there are so many opportunities out here for everybody. And that's one thing that I would like for everybody to, get in tune with. Don't feel that you know everything, because there is something that someone can say to you or help you with that can also help push you into greatness. But when you think that you know everything, you are cutting your foot off to spite yourself.
Exactly. They say greatness is not measured by what a man or woman accomplish, but by the opposition he or she has overcome to reach his goals. That's by Dorothy Hyatt.
Okay.
A lot of these little sayings that they are saying, if you really think about it, it's true, because when you come up against opposition, you be, like you said, you be
fearful.
You be fearful.
You lose confidence.
Yeah, all of that. So, just remember, it's another obstacle. And even though it may knock you down, in knocking you down, it might have been something down there that you should have gotten that you didn't get. So just take that and sit there for a minute, or even lay there for a minute, and think about, why is it that I'm constantly getting knocked down in this particular area, or I'm getting, like it's always a setback. It's something that we be missing when that happens. So you just have to start thinking about or rethinking, what it is that I've done, or what it is I've said, or did I not do this? Or, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just have to keep looking at that man in the mirror and critiquing them every day.
You're right. You are absolutely right. Always be open to constructive criticism and learn from it. That was one of my watchers stated that. Hi, sister. We need you to call in because you're giving some good input. But call in. Call that number and give us some of your words of greatness here. But, that ties into great leaders can see greatness in others when they can't see it in themselves, and lead them to their highest potential they don't even know. So that's why you do have to be open to that constructive criticism. You have to be open to people giving you tips and pointers. Like I stated, you don't know everything. So how do you expect to rise if you think that you know everything? None of us do.
For one, we got to start getting out our feelings.
Yep.
That's another key thing. We got to start getting out our feelings. Everything is not it's a feeling, but it's not for your feelings to be making you be offensive or jump to the defense, like everything is negative about you, because some people see something in you that you don't see, and they just want to give you that encouraging word. But a lot of people is not acceptive to people's giving them advice or giving them an encouraging word. But that's just them feelings. You got to get out your feelings and get back to the basics, baby. Get them feelings under control, because we are stopping our own greatness.
You're right. You are absolutely right, Miss Kiwi. When we get into ourselves too much, then yes, we do stop our own greatness. You know, Jim Rohn said, whoever renders service to many puts himself in line for greatness, great wealth, great return, great satisfaction, great reputation, and great joy. But just think about all those people that are not receptive to that won't open themselves up to allow others to pour into them. You know, just think of where they are or where they're trying to go. A lot of people aren't going too far because they don't want to hear what it is that someone else have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and act like I haven't. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, yeah, I ain't want to hear it at that time. I ain't want to hear it. But, you know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't want to hear it at that time, you know, I went and thought about it. Or I might have said, like, dang, they was straight telling me something I really needed to hear.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's why I say a lot of times we just got to take self out the way, feelings out the way, because we be missing a lot of things that's holding us back for our greatness.
Yeah, we do.
You know?
And sometimes it just takes that moment to stop, listen, think, then speak. I know me, I have it bad. I do have it bad. Not stopping, taking that moment, thinking before it is that I speak. I just fly off the handle, fly out the mouth, and all of that. So, you know, and sometimes I don't want to hear what it is. A lot of us don't like dealing with the truth.
Right.
So when it is that you don't want to hear the truth, then yeah, you shove that off, or you don't want to hear what it is that somebody is saying, or you know, anything of that nature. So I always say, open your ears, be willing and receptive to hear it. You may not agree with it, but it may strike something within you that, hey, gets that ding 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 moment, and you open up.
You got to think about this too. You know, a lot of times we give advice. Why is it that somebody else can't give it to us? You know what I'm saying? You want people to, you know, accept your advice that you're giving. You want people to, you know, listen to some of the things that you say, or not, if not all of the things. You know, you got to put yourself in them people's shoes too. You know, if you can give advice, then you should be able to receive it, whether it's good or bad. You feel what I'm saying? That goes back to them feelings. We got to get them feelings under control, because we're missing our great.
That's right. And you know what? Greatness is not necessarily big. You know, a lot of people feel that when you say greatness, it's a big, big thing. No. Greatness comes in small forms. It really comes in small forms. Now, it does explode, but it explodes after a while. You have to have patience as well, because when you going through your trials and your tribulations, in order to reach that greater side, you have to learn patience. Man. You gotta have patience.
Yeah, and I'm still learning those.
Yes,
I promise you, I'm still.
We
learning
all
those,
are. I think we all are learning. You know, how to be patient, because that's a hard thing to learn. Honestly.
It is, and I'm gonna tell you, baby. Oh, y'all gotta give me my props, baby. I gotta pat myself just a little bit on the back, because I am really doing good with learning patience. I promise you, I am. I promise you, I'm doing really good.
But you know what? I think a lot of yours is from your grandbabies. Your grandbabies is teaching you a lot of patience.
Yes, those grandbabies are mine. Shout out to Isabella and Milani. They are teaching their yummy patience.
Yes.
Because I'm going to tell you, whoa.
Yeah, that's why I was telling you, hey, we can do no great things, only small things with great love. Mother Teresa said that.
Hey now, Mother Teresa, I'm telling
yes. Yes.
Yes.
So all that greatness, you know, we waiting on a greatness to walk through this door.
Baby, I was just sitting here thinking the same thing. But somebody reach out to him and see if he all right. That's a greatness right there.
Lord knows.
Baby, because he should have been here a long time ago. But it's all good, because you know, why not say it? Stay saying, why not say it?
That's right. Most
greatness,
definitely.
Baby. Stepping into your greatness. What do you do to prepare yourself, to cultivate yourself, to step into your greatness? Call in 515-599-1687. Talk to us. We're going to talk back.
Yes, we will, because this is something that a lot of us have a little bit of a difficulty with. I know that I can admit that I've had difficulty, because if I knew then what I know now, it would have been done.
Man,
totally
y'all be
different.
like, oh man, Kiwi, oh Lord. I'm telling you.
Yes,
But,
it would have been a lot different, for you. But that's the whole thing, is that your path helps to set you up for what that future looks like. Now, it depends on how it is that you look at your past and what you do with it that can help you set up for that future. If you don't do nothing with that past and learn from those mistakes and those errors, then hey, that past can come back and haunt you. It can really come back and haunt you.
And another thing that helps us get to our great is forgiveness.
Yes.
We have to have forgiveness. You always start with self. You have put a lot of things out in the atmosphere, good, bad, and indifferent. You want forgiveness for something. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody wants forgiveness for something. So just think about, if you want forgiveness, you got to be able to forgive.
Yes, you do, most definitely, because if you can't forgive and you hold on to that,
you just as bad as the person.
But not only that, it can really cause a lot of detriment to you. You talking about stepping into greatness, you gonna have the hardest time.
You might be stepping.
Right, but it ain't the greatness.
You'll be stepping.
Yes. If
I ain't gonna say it ain't into greatness, but it's gonna take you a longer time to get there, because you're not able to forgive. So I'm not gonna never say you won't step into greatness, but it's gonna take you a long time. So it's easier to just go ahead and forgive. You never forget. You don't forget. But if you forgive somebody, then that means you let it go. It ain't no throwing it back up the next chance you get in your feelings. So, we just have to think about what we put out or what we want to receive in. We got to put that back out.
Sis said, Lord knows you have to forgive yourself first.
Okay. I'm telling you.
That's
hard.
That's what I was going to say. So how do you do that? How do you
We are worst critics. We're
our worst enemy.
Yes,
so how do you... Sister, can you please call in and tell us how do you forgive yourself first? Call that number, 515-599-1687.
It'd be hard.
Tell us how it is that you forgive yourself first, because that is right there a hard pill to swallow. Because when you looking at yourself, sometimes you don't even think you done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You don't think you do, did nothing wrong. So how can you forgive yourself when you don't think that you've done nothing wrong?
Exactly.
That's hard to look. Like we always say, look at that man in the mirror. It's hard to look at that man in the mirror and say, self, what you done done?
Girl, you know you was wrong for that.
Right. So
you ain't supposed to have that on, girl. Now stop it.
Or you shouldn't have done that or said that.
Man.
So hey, the number is 515-599-1687. Call in and tell us what it is that you've done to cultivate your greatness. Yes, most definitely. When you have had a taste of excellence, that's another thing. Woo-hoo-hoo. When you've had a taste of excellence is motivating to want to strive and achieve more. Because I know that that's something that keeps me pushing. I always say that God bless. During the pandemic, hey, I lived my normal life. And there was some that didn't, have that opportunity because of different trials and tribulations and strives that they had to go through. But I always wanted to achieve, to keep myself going and living the way that I know that God wants me to live and have blessed me to live. He didn't want me to be on the streets. He wanted me to be where it was that I was. Even though it is a struggle sometimes, paying those bills. You look at your money going out the door and you be all like, woo, why? Okay, we got a caller.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, Carla.
Hey, y'all.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm fine. How about y'all?
We doing pretty
We
good.
good.
That's Tammy.
Hi, sister. I miss you, girl.
We miss you too.
Oh, how
Y'all
my
heard me
niece
okay?
doing? Yeah. How Drew
She's doing really well.
That's
She's
good.
doing fine.
That's
She's
good.
doing
How's
good.
Mama
Getting ready
G?
for 6th grade.
All right, now she just growing on up, girl.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
you've been
she is.
sharing some good stuff with us. So now you got to tell us, how do you forgive yourself?
Well, with me, I have to pray first.
Most deaf.
Seriously, I start off praying, and I ask Lord just to, guide me in the right direction to start with forgiving myself. Because sometimes we beat ourselves up for a decision we made,
Yes, yes.
and the decision could have come from, somebody else, listening to somebody else or whatever, and then you feel like, dang, why did I listen to them? Or why did I take advice from them? Or whatever the case. But I always have to start with asking for prayer and to give me guidance, to make the right decision. Mm-hmm. But if you don't start with forgiving yourself first, it will eat you up.
Yes,
Yeah,
it will.
it will.
Yes,
It
it
will.
will. Now, what about those that, say, for instance, don't pray? How do they come to forgiving themselves?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part.
So what about those that don't pray? How do they, come to that point of forgiving themselves?
Well, people who really don't, maybe their faith not as strong as, the next person or whatever. So I guess, like you said a few minutes ago, you got to kind of like stop and look in the mirror. I had to tell my friend one time, long story short, she would always have little issues with people. Like, she'd tell me the same story, but about somebody different that she bumped heads with. Mm-hmm. And one time I just had to step out there and say, now you done told me this story several times. Is it a possibility it could be you? You the main common denominator.
So wait, did she?
And you have to do that. Yes, she did. She did. And you know what? I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't talked to her in about 3 years.
Oh,
wow.
that's sad.
Like, seriously. I ain't talked to her in like 3 years.
Wow.
And we have to look in the mirror and say, you gotta start with self.
Yeah.
With everything.
Yeah, you do.
So after those
You
3
gotta start with
years,
self.
after those 3 years, have you talked to her since?
I still have not talked to her.
Oh my goodness, she really took that serious.
But you know
She
what?
took that shit.
I just feel a lot of times when it hit people that hard, they already knew that about themselves anyway,
They knew it.
Maybe,
Yeah, there
maybe
you
she
go.
ducked off and trying to change herself. So shout out to you, baby. Hope you get it together.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
Because she didn't mean no more.
And I never feel like, like I was saying, you have to be open to constructive criticism,
Exactly.
Yep, that's what I tell
Like
reps all the time, that you have to be open to, that constructive criticism, because it's coming from a genuine place. Now, I'm not saying that it comes from a genuine place all the time, but she should have known you enough to know that it was coming from a genuine place.
But, Cher, like you were saying, how, a lot of times, we'll give people advice. I put it this way.
Right.
When people give you advice that don't have themselves together,
Girl, come on now.
now that's hard to be receptive to what they be trying to tell you, because you'll be like, you ain't got your stuff in order. How you gonna tell me?
Toe up, baby. Backyard toe all up,
Yes.
So you do have to use your discretion of who you are taking advice from.
Exactly. Yes, that's true.
Whether it be in business, whether it be in a relationship, or whatever, you still gotta look at that person, before you taking advice from them. Like, now, what's your house looking like, or what's your business looking like?
That's so true. That's so true.
You do, because if you don't, like you said, if you don't take that look at yourself, then that's another reason why it is that people can't take constructive criticism, is because they can't even look at themselves and criticize themselves, because first and foremost they think that they doing everything right.
They do. They do.
Yep.
Because I've had people, I don't think I'm perfect at all, I think I'm great at what I do. My job, I think I'm great at what I do. But what you were saying earlier, Sharon, when you were saying, like, somebody may have said you may charge too much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know I work, and I know what kind of job that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's not an easy job.
Right.
So
you can't dictate.
You feel like, that's what I was going to say. If you feel like what I charge is too expensive, well, find somebody else, or do it yourself.
Exactly. But you know what? I think that comes from I've learned that everything, everybody, and every place is not for me. We want everybody's business. We do want that, but some business you just should not want, because it comes with too much. You know what I'm saying? It just comes with too much.
That saying that goes a long ways. All money, not good money.
You better know it. You
absolutely.
Better know it.
Yep,
you
absolutely. And like you said, when you know your self-worth, then I'm not playing that, and that's something that I had to, figure out and learn for myself. I know my self-worth when it comes to other things, but when it came to like my business, then I was questioning. I'm all like, oh my God, there's so much competition out here, and they charging little.
But Tina, what did I tell you? Me and you have had long conversations, because we in the same kind of business.
Yep.
And what did I tell you?
You said
what we do is a luxury.
That's right. Exactly. That's right.
Absolutely. They can easily do it themselves.
Mm-hmm. And that's so true.
Yeah.
But the thing.
So you can't devalue your skill.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing about it. That comes with your greatness, baby. Mm-hmm. That's something that you straight worked hard to develop, and you have conquered it, and now you're ready to move on to the next level. That comes a part of your greatness.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I suggest that everybody find that greatness in them. What's for me may not be for you.
That's right.
What's for you may not be for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you won't never know, because you're too busy looking and rubbernecking into somebody else's backyard, instead of trying to look in your own backyard and find your greatness there.
Right.
Start there. That means that's that same man or woman in the mirror. You have to start there. It's greatness in everybody.
Yes. Well, we want to welcome in finally a part of greatness walk through the door.
Yes,
he all right. We was getting a little worried about him just a few minutes
ago. We was
ago.
about to send somebody for you.
We was going to send
First of all, I want to apologize for being late.
Fast lane.
Trying to work 5 jobs at once ain't easy sometimes. Trying to be at 2 places at once ain't easy.
Yeah,
ain't no excuse though, because this is where I was supposed to be. And I got off work late, so I was rushing here, but I'm here.
Okay. You said work. That's all that matter, baby. Work. That's all that matters.
Right, because that's how you reach
a
part of your greatness.
Stepping into your greatness. So how do you feel about that? Stepping into your greatness.
Well, that's a journey in itself. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to step into your greatness, you got to find yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you start realizing what you're worth. And your value, your self-value, can't nobody put a tag on it but you. You know what I'm saying? So if people don't appreciate themselves, you got to appreciate yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it comes down to me loving me. Knowing me, you know what I'm saying, and knowing what I can do. And if you put a tag on something, then you got to make sure it's worth that for them. You know what I'm saying? So if you giving them what they paying for, they shouldn't have no complaints. You know what I'm saying? And me myself, that's me feeling like whatever I do from this point on, and not right now today, but where I'm at in my life, I gotta do my best, and that's all I can do. You know what I'm saying? And that's everybody. You know, people tell you should have did this or you should have did that, but you don't really know what's inside of me in order for me to get that done. But I know what's inside of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
So, you know, I'm appreciating that, and I'm appreciating me more. You know what I mean? And that's a major part of me stepping into my greatness, you know?
Yes. Well, we knew you had a little bit of knowledge to drop on us. We were just waiting on that knowledge to come on through the door, you know.
Exactly.
I always say, better late than never.
Better late than never.
Better late than never.
And the blessing of it is we all in the studio today together. You dig? STL.
Well, it's a reason for that, and hey, we can't wait till Sunday because Why Not Say It is going to be in the building. It's going to be in the building. And we're going to have a special performance by Fast Lane. Do we have another call coming in?
No, that's
Fast Lane phone. Okay, but he's gonna be performing at the STL Awards as well. So we need everybody to come out, support. If you haven't gotten your ticket, go get your ticket. This is gonna be an epic event, red carpet and everything, BET style. Style. Shout out to Tracy for hosting the event and putting it on. I know it's been a lot of work for you, Mama, but hey, you bringing it in. Yes, you bringing it in.
That's part of that greatness.
That's right. Stepping into greatness.
You know? Hey.
Yes.
You putting that, you executing that plan. You saw a vision and you executing on it.
Yeah, that sounds like Why Not Say It.
Do you hear
we
what
started
I'm
off
saying?
about a year ago, just diving into it. We had something to say, so we figured why not say it? And now, less than a year later, we on our way to the award show, you know what I mean? So that's a big blessing. That's us walking into our greatness, you know what I mean? That's something that we didn't plan. We just felt like we could do it because we had something to say. And now we here, you know what I mean? And that's a big thing to us because we just dove into it. We just stepped into it, you know what I mean? And hey, we one of the nominees. We on our way, you know what I mean? And we'll take that, you know what I mean? And that's going to make the next year even better.
That's right. So, you know, hey, one thing that you also do when it is that you stepping into your greatness is that you are able to take, I'm not going to say defeat, but you may not win at everything.
Exactly.
So if it is that you don't win, hey, use that as your stepping stone to achieve what's that next move and to help you win the next time. So hey, it ain't about us winning the award, it's about us being nominated.
We in the
for
building.
The award.
I'm gonna say this though. You know? I'm gonna say this. Even though if we don't win, we still are winners.
You feel me? We won.
I'm gonna tell you something. You can't tell me I didn't win, baby. You can't tell me I didn't win.
It went from a conversation to now we up the bat. You know what I mean?
You better know it, baby.
And shout out to all those that was runner ups. You know, shout out to all the podcasts that's out here grinding. You know what I mean? It's a process. You know, keep it real with yourself and keep pushing. You know what I mean? Because we all winners. You know what I mean? And it's a blessing. You know what I mean? We ain't in competition, but hey, somebody got to win, baby.
That's right.
But on the real though, you know what I mean? I appreciate everybody that's doing this because people need real talk. You know,
that's right.
The world is calling for it. You know,
and you know what? And those that was doing it before us, they was doing it before us. That helped us to build confidence.
The vision.
And you know what? I gotta say this. Because you know it's been on my mind, and since we saying it, I'ma go on and give a shout out to this brother. Oh, baby, I gotta give a shout out to him only because you know sometimes people say you won't be able to do something and you did. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to give a shout out to Blind City. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him because, you know, hey, he kind of dropped some knowledge on me and gave me some of that push. You know, shout out to him, though. I'm here, baby. I'm here.
You know, shout out to Blind City, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's pushing in St. Louis. We all grinding, you know what I mean? And the more we grind together, the bigger the pot get, you know what I mean? And the better it get, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a sign of unity. And if we don't come together, divided we fall.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Together we gonna stand, and divided we fall.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's greatness.
Yeah, that's a part of stepping into your greatness, as we stated. You know,
and I like to send a shout out to a very, very special individual. My brother, Yes, I see him over there. I can't forget you, baby. You know, I can't go too long and know you in the building. You know what I'm saying? My brother, Big Nate in the building. You know what I'm saying? A long way he been on that road. I know he tired, but he got us here. You know what I mean? Well, I wasn't in the car with him. My spirit was just riding with him. You know what I'm saying? And they here now. You know what I mean? And I love you a long time, and it's a pleasure to have you here, man. I can't even sit here and focus on the podcast because I want to keep looking back at you, you know? Yeah.
Sister Tammy, you still on the line, girl? Did she hang up?
I think she hung up. But
well,
she did
shout
say,
out
hey,
to
brother.
you. Shout out to you, sis. We love you and thank
what
you
up,
for
what up,
support.
sis?
Yes.
Love you long time.
Yes, long time. But it's all about stepping into your greatness.
That's
Whatever
right.
it is that you think of, you can do it.
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Put your mind to it. Find a way. Don't never say what you can't do.
That's
Because
right.
it's easy to say what you can't do and then give up. Because once you plant that seed, it's sprouted. Plant a seed of I can do all things and make it happen. You know, little baby steps. Sometimes you can jump out there, but sometimes you got to take baby steps. Because in those baby steps is lessons.
Yes,
But when you jump out there and be in them big steps, you weren't ready for that because you missed everything from that baby step that was in between to that big step.
That's right.
To sum it all up, 1,000 miles start with one footstep.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you walking to the car, whether you're getting out the bed to go wash your face, it start with one footstep. So in order to get down them 1,000 miles, you got to take them steps. You know what I mean?
right.
You got to take the good days, the bad days. You know what I mean?
And all the
Appreciate the
in-between
lessons that
days.
come with both because it's both sides play a major part. You know what I mean? Them bad days will teach you what not to do again or who not to trust or just the decisions you shouldn't make for yourself. And them good days will teach you how to appreciate it when the sun's shining on you. You know what I mean? Like when it rains so much and you see that sun come out, you know what I mean? You start appreciating that sun. You stop complaining about how hot it is, you know?
Exactly.
Yep, you do.
That's true.
That's real talk. That right there is real talk. That
That's
one
learning
footstep.
greatness. That's just learning greatness.
That's right. So before it is that we end, just real quick, Fast Lane. I asked Chris, Miss Kiwi this. We all admire great people, but how do you cultivate your own greatness? How do you prepare?
Well, I would say it was tailor-made by the Most High. You dig what I'm saying? Even when I wasn't prepared, he was preparing me for something. And that's just being honest. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I was lost a lot of days and I was being guided even when I was lost. You know what I mean? And I started preparing when I started acknowledging me being lost and paying attention to my flaws. You know, this lady told me one day, she said, it ain't about what you smart at, it's about what you're dumb at. You know what I mean? And when she said that, I didn't understand that at first because she was also giving me a compliment like, you got a lot of wisdom. But what you're dumb at is where you're going to be slacking at. You know what I'm saying? And it made sense. It came to me later, you know what I mean? She was letting me know, like, you got to learn from your flaws. You got to learn from your mistakes. You know, yeah, you could be great. You could be good doing things that you're good at. But it's the things that you lacking at is what's going to give you more strength. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're challenging yourself, and then the more you challenge yourself, you tap into yourself and realize like, wow, it's a lot more in me than what I thought. You know what I mean? Because we are work in process ourselves. You know what I mean? So as we learn ourselves more, it's different levels of ourselves. You know what I mean? Like when we was foolish mind state, we was doing a lot of foolish things. You know, the wiser we get, the more we elevate mentally, the more power we have within ourselves, the more we can move mountains. You know what I mean? And that's tapping into self. You know, like the Most High really gave us everything we need. You know what I'm saying? It's just we didn't recognize we had it right in front of us. That's why he told us the most valuable things in this world is the things money can't buy. It's the gifts he gave us. Now it's how we use those gifts is what's going to create the money. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I have realized. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. But you know what? It's never too late. It's never too late. It's only over when he says over.
Yes.
So until it is that he says over, you keep striving for that greatness. You keep moving forward. You keep taking that first step to get through those 10,000 steps. You keep driving yourself to get to that greatness. Nothing beats failure but a trier. When you stop trying, then you fail.
And when you fall, look at what's down there, the reason why he made you fall. It's a lesson. Pick that lesson up, strive. Take that step again.
Most definitely.
And you might fall again.
So, me myself, I lost a lot in order to learn what I really know about myself. You know what I'm saying? I even had to lose myself to find myself. And that was several times, you know what I mean? And in the process, I thought I was being whooped, but really I was being lifted up. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't knocking me down, he was picking me up. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're on the ground, it's only one way you could go anyway. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you can't really, if I'm laying in the mud, you really can't knock me down. I'm already down. All I can do is pull you down in the mud with me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So the more I realized he was steady whooping me, he was picking me up out the mud. You know what I mean? And I'm just thankful for that journey. You know what I mean? And the more I find myself appreciating me more, I appreciate my journey more, because that's what created me. You know what I mean? That's what brought the best out of me.
Right. Absolutely. Most definitely.
So, brother, since you in the studio, baby, I got to mess with you, brother. Don't people look over at me. I gotta ask you a question, baby. It's all good. So I'm gonna ask you the same question that I asked, that Shell asked Ron. So listen, we all admire great people, but how did you cultivate or prepare your greatness?
Family, nurturing, the OGs. I was taught well, and I listened. That's the number one thing. You got to listen. People can be telling you the right thing or telling you the wrong thing. You got to decipher between, but it all starts with listening.
All right now.
Sometimes you can learn your biggest lesson from somebody telling you the wrong thing.
All right now.
Go the right way.
All right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right now.
Shout out to Big Nate. Fresh out the ATL, but he's STL to the fullest, to the death of him.
Yes. Shout out to the STL.
Yes,
we are in the building tomorrow.
Hey, he has some knowledge. I don't listen all the
he
time.
got a lot of
mad
knowledge.
at me when I don't listen, but I try to listen.
That's that Gemini.
My boy got a lot of knowledge. This is one of my spiritual brothers right here. I mean, like, we come from a whole other planet. I know he was on the same planet with me. You know what I mean? Like, we just seen spaceships together.
That's great. That's great.
That's how high. That's the levels we done went on. And I ain't talking about on no high shit. I'm talking about real life. You know what I mean?
Great.
Like, yes. So it's a pleasure. It's a blessing, to have great people around us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Men and women. We got strong men and women amongst us. And that's a blessing. That's a greatness, because a lot of families is torn because a lot of people have felt weak. You know what I mean? Everybody is weak now. And when I say that, I mean like followers. They follow anything. You know what I mean? And I realize either you're gonna stand for something or you're gonna fall for anything. And that's what I mean by weak. You know what I mean? We got to get back strong, standing for something that we know right. Our spirit tell us instantly, and then we'll second guess ourselves, and that's where we fall at. You know what I mean? That first mind gonna always lead you right.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we gonna get on up out of here, because it's about our time. But I'm gonna leave this with you. No life ever grows great until it focused, dedicate, and disciplined. Henry Emerson said that.
Yes.
So
yes.
Find your greatness. It's in you.
And don't make the task too big. It's those small tasks that can help you achieve that greatness as well. It's just like Fastlane stated earlier. It's those steps that you take. When it is that you fall, find that strength to pick yourself back up so that you can move forward. It's hard sometimes, but you gotta find what's best out of those failures and that hardness to get back up and keep striving. Fastlane, you got some last words?
Yes. Hey, believe in yourself, love yourself, and keep pushing. Don't let nobody else tell you can't. I don't care if it's cousins, mamas, aunties, and uncles. Either you're with me or you ain't. But I got to get where I got to go. And you should too. You know what I mean? Because what's in you is in you. You know what I mean? Even if you don't embrace it, it's still in you. So you might as well tap into yourself, because he gave it to us all. We all got special gifts within us. And it's about finding it, knowing yourself, taking time and spending more time with self. You know what I mean? And deleting the shit you don't want and appreciating the things you want, and go get it.
That's right.
So,
to the next time. Just real quick, do we have any last words from our not so guest that wasn't a guest? You got any last words? Okay. He don't have no last words.
Until next Friday, same time. Why not say it? But to our listeners, Hey, STL Awards are Sunday. Get your ticket.
Fahrenheit. Come check it out.
Come out
Put
and
on your
support.
black tie.
Why
You know
not
what I
say
mean?
it?
Get Dougie.
Come out and support. Fast Lane, he'll be in the building performing.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a black tie affair.
Yeah,
Come out,
Sunday.
kick
The
it with
event
us.
starts
August
at
6th.
1 p.m.
1 to 9.
1 to 9. All right. Until next time.
You got money on your mind over there? So what you finna?
We don't know where it, but just you said. Till the next time.
Why not say it in the building?
Stay in the building.
Yes, we still grinding. We gonna keep grinding. You can love it or hate it.
Money on my mind. Money on my mind.